Let's go Dolphins! Changes have been happening on the team, and we're getting closer to another big matchup. I'll give you all the details first, so be sure to hit that like button right now, and let's get right to it. We have some big news coming out of this week's practice. Jevon Holland is eligible to play this Sunday, despite dealing with a broken bone in his hand. Let's dive into the details. So here's what's going on. Holland injured his left hand 2 weeks ago in our win over the Patriots, and now he's trying to work his way back onto the field. He was seen at practice this week, but was limited. During an interview, Holland gave us a little insight into how he's feeling. He said, "It's day-to-day," and joked that his hand is fine, while the rest of his body is still good to go. That's the kind of attitude we love from our guys. What's really interesting is that this is actually Holland's first broken bone. He described it as a bad draw feeling, which might be an understatement. But the key here is whether or not he'll be ready to suit up when we face the Colts this Sunday in Indianapolis. If Holland does play, he may have to wear a cast or some sort of protection on his hand, which could make things a little tricky for him out there. He admitted that it will probably be tough to catch the ball with the cast on, but he seemed ready to adapt. And let's not forget, Jevon Holland is a stud. We all remember that big moment in Week 1 when he punched the ball out of Travis Etienne's hands near the goal line to kick off our comeback win over the Jaguars. Holland hinted that if he's wearing a cast, it might not hurt as much to release the ball again. So who knows, maybe we'll see another big play from him this Sunday, even if he's not at full strength. Now, the decision on whether or not Holland plays this week isn't entirely up to him. He mentioned that the team's coaches, trainers, and doctors will have a say in what happens. But when asked about facing Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson, Holland seemed pretty confident. He said, "It's going to be fun," and talked about Richardson's strong arm and ability to make plays. That kind of excitement makes us think he's really interested in playing, even with the injury. It's clear that Holland is determined to be on the field and help the team, and with the Colts at 3-3, we could definitely use his presence there. His ability to disrupt the passing game and force turnovers could be crucial in a game that's shaping up to be tight. If we can slow down Richardson and capitalize on Holland's aggressive style of play, we could be looking at another win. So, what do you guys think? Should Jevon Holland move on and play, or should we err on the side of caution and let him rest until he's fully healed? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, we have an important update on Jaelan Phillips, our star pass rusher who has been sidelined with a serious injury. Let's talk about what's going on and what this means for the Dolphins moving forward. So, here's the deal. Jaelan Phillips underwent successful surgery for a torn ACL. This injury unfortunately cut his season short for the second year in a row. Phillips took to social media to let us know that the surgery went well, posting, "Surgery was a success. On the road to recovery." It's great to hear that the procedure went smoothly, but we know that the road ahead is going to be long. If you've been following Phillips' journey, you know he's a fighter. Last year, it was his Achilles that kept him out of the lineup in Week 12, and now it's his ACL. It's been a tough stretch for him, but when he's healthy, this guy is a game-changer for our defense. In his first 2.5 seasons with us, Phillips has racked up 22 sacks, 24 tackles for loss, and 52 QB hits. Those are serious numbers, and his presence on the field has been felt, especially in a season where our defense really needs someone like him to step up. Now, let's talk about how this injury has impacted the Dolphins. Without Phillips, our pass rush has taken a significant hit. We've managed just 9 sacks in 5 games this season, which puts us tied for 26th in the league. That's not where we want to be, especially when you consider that teams like the Bengals, Panthers, and Falcons are the only ones behind us in that category. Without Phillips, and after losing Christian Wilkins in free agency, our defensive line has struggled to make the kind of impact that can truly change games. On top of that, we've been banged up on the offensive side of the ball as well. Tua Tagovailoa has been out since Week 2 after suffering another concussion, and since then, he's been a revolving door at quarterback. We've seen Skylar Thompson, Tim Boyle, and now Tyler Huntley take snaps, but the offense just hasn't clicked. We haven't scored more than 15 points in a game since Tua went down, which has put even more pressure on the defense. The problem is that with Phillips out, we're without our best playmaker on defense. That's led to some tough games where we've had to rely heavily on field position and fight to stay in the game. The defense has held up pretty well given the circumstances, but without a strong pass rush, it's tough to force those turnovers or big plays that can swing the momentum in our favor. So what does this mean for the Dolphins going forward? Phillips' recovery will be key. The typical timeline for an ACL injury means we may not see him back until the start of the 2025 season, but knowing Phillips, he'll be working hard to get back as soon as possible. In the meantime, our defense will have to find a way to excel without him, and the offense needs to get back on track, whether it's with Tua or someone else at quarterback. All right, Dolphins fans, it's your turn. How do you think the team will handle the rest of the season without Phillips? Do you think the defense can excel, or are we in for a tough time? There have been a lot of rumors swirling about Hill potentially being traded, but he's made it clear he's not going anywhere. Hill took to his Twitch account while playing basketball and let Dolphins fans know exactly how he feels. He said it loud and clear, "I'm not going anywhere." That's right, Dolphins fans, Hill is staying in Miami, and he's more committed than ever. Interestingly, Hill also mentioned how his Twitter is mostly for trolling. You have to appreciate the honesty. He's been known to stir things up, but this time, he's serious. The rumors about him possibly being on the trade block can finally be put to rest, at least for now. There's still time before the NFL trade deadline, but Hill is passionate about staying with the Dolphins, and that's exactly what this team needs. Now, we all know the Dolphins haven't had the best start to the season, with just 2 wins so far. But here's the thing, they're still ahead of the Jets in the division, and they have time to turn things around. Sure, the Broncos and Colts are in the lead in the AFC playoff race, but we're not even halfway through the season yet. So while it may not seem like the best news, it's not the end of the world either. Tyreek Hill will be a crucial part of the Dolphins' plans going forward. If this team wants to make the playoffs, they're going to need Hill at his best. With the Colts coming up this weekend, it's a crucial game. A loss could shake things up, but for now, there's no reason to think Miami is putting Hill on the trade block, and they shouldn't. So, Dolphins fans, what do you think? Is this the right move for Miami to keep Tyreek Hill no matter what, or should they at least listen to trade offers? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Miami Dolphins. Thanks for watching, and fins up!